Alright, as to the last video, bubbles in the radiator. He's the culprit. I'll show you that in a second here. So why I have this all torn apart, didn't hurt the motor at all. The piston's a little rusty from me running water instead of antifreeze. So while I've had this all torn apart, I have scored a set of GT40P heads for $100. I still got to clean them up. This one is mostly done. I got to clean it up and lap the valves, and this one will be done and put it back together. This one I haven't touched. Well, that's not true. Hold on. Okay, yeah, I started on this one. I just have to finish that one. I did the intake, the 3 intake ports. I got the other intake port, and then the 4, it's not a 6-cylinder, the 4 exhaust ports still to do. So yeah, those are going on the truck. E7 heads, either going to the scrapyard. I'm going to sell them for $100. Should sell them for $200. I ported them myself. 20 horsepower gain. Porting the E7 heads really did make a big difference. It was probably that and the Parker frontal web, the knockoff eBay Parker frontal web I bought. This one. It's a freaking monstrosity. It's huge. It's almost to the tailgate there, to the top of the bed rail. Yeah, these are all the parts. It's a great place to store things in the back of the truck. Keeps the floor all nice and clean. All nice and clean. Yeah, that's from, you should have seen the mess that I had down there when I pulled the dipstick out of the transmission. I itches. Now it's freaking gushing out of the dipstick tube. So I threw the bucket under there, and then it rolled down the pan and rolled away from the bucket onto the floor. So there's a whole bunch of rags down there. It came all the way up here, went over that way on the outside of the wheel over there, made a huge mess. So to the gasket. This is the block side. Blew it right to the mesh. And this is the head side. Where are we? Yeah, this is it right there. Also, well, that wasn't like that. Me throwing it down the ground did that. So this is probably a combination of a couple things. When I first ported the heads, I didn't read forms and torque the top 10 bolts on the inside of the valve cover to an extra 10 foot-pounds. That would make it 80 foot-pounds. Because when you put the manifold on top, it tries to lift the heads up because it's a wedge and it squeezes it. So I'm going to put on the 80 foot-pounds and see if that holds it. And that's hopefully it does, because I don't feel like doing this again. It wasn't really that bad, but... So yeah, that is what's going on with the truck. I got the crank wheel on. You'll see that in the next video. And then I might be installing the crank sensor onto the block here, because I have to make my own mount. Since this is a product from DIY Auto Tune, and so is the crank wheel. That'll be coming out in the next video if you want to see how I did put that on there. I didn't use bolts. That gives you a hint. For 150,000 miles, this motor looks pretty good inside. I mean, the cross-hatching's still there. They're not glazed over. It's a little rusty because it's all wet in here. It's do I dare say the word moist? Yeah, so they're not that bad. Let's see if I can show you. Well, it was way worse than that. That's alright. Yeah, so that's what's up with the truck. I'm going to be uploading videos every 3 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks, give or take a couple days from now on. So yeah, hit that like button, subscribe, and keep commenting. I do have a Facebook page for my truck now. It's Truck Stang Mike. It's Truck Stang Mike. Capital T, capital M. So yeah, you can go friend request me, I guess. Alright, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.